Hey guys, it's Anthony here, Subaru Service. I got another continuation on Zach's truck. We went ahead and, I mean, it was seriously cross-contaminated. Coolant, oil. The coolant was disgusting. I got it somewhere around here. Coolant was horrible. Oil was milkshake. You know, kind of seemed like an oil cooler failure. But I went ahead and mocked this up. I got don't laugh at my setup here, because it works. It allows me complete visibility on everything while I got the system pressurized. Everything's hooked up, the hose is hard. I've got 15 pounds. 15 pounds of pressure in the cooling system. Everything is pressurized. Basically, I was looking to see if we got coolant coming into any cylinder walls. You know, because how bad it was. I mean, chances are, you know, it could have just been a head gasket. When I pulled the valve covers off, I said, well, best case scenario, it's blown head gaskets. The EGR cooler is bad. See it right there dripping out. Because I got everything plumbed back up how it's supposed to be. Everything's hooked back up. EGR cooler's dripping. So we've got that going on. I'm going to go ahead and run a compression test here on each cylinder. Went ahead and put different oil in it. Put oil in it, and we're just going to crank it, do a compression test, and then see how milky the oil is, because we know right now, drained the oil cooler, it was empty. The reservoir, everything was empty. So that oil, when we drain it, when we get done with this compression test, should be black. Because if it is just strictly a failed EGR cooler, which you can see it dripping right there. So here we go. I got number 7 hooked up. Let me couple everything together. All right, guys, here we go. We got number 7. We're hooked into number 7. Here we go. We're just 7 cranks and then maxed out. .380, 420. Okay, 380, 420. All right, guys, here's cylinder 5. Got it hooked into cylinder 5. Let's see. Yeah, get it where you can see it. All right, here we go. Wow, what was that? I think that was like 320, 380. All right, that one looked a little low. All right, that one, I don't know, that one was pretty low, so we're gonna go ahead and run that again. This is cylinder number 5. About 340, 385. All right. All right, guys, here's cylinder number 3. We got it in number 3. Here we go. $360, $395. Okay. All right, we got cylinder 1 right here. $360, $405. Okay. All right, guys, we're going on cylinder number 2 now. We got cylinder number 2. All right, we got 380, 420. That's healthy. That's a good one. All right, guys, I don't know if you can see that. We're in cylinder number 4 now. We're gonna go ahead and right there, that's the same thing, 380, 420. Okay, here we go. We got cylinder number 6 here. look like 360, 400. Okay, that one, that 360 number, it was a little low. This is still a number 6. We're gonna go ahead and run it one more time. All right, we got 365, 405. I like that number. All right, guys, we got cylinder number 8. We call that 380, 420. So that one's pretty good. So we got a little lowness. Let's go over here to the board. 380, 420. All right. So if I was to guess, you know, we'd be somewhere around cylinder number 5, cylinder number 3, and could be cylinder number 6. But I mean, I'm not dead set on compression test actually saying where that it's, you know, head gaskets are blown. We could be, you know, measuring base engine. Doesn't necessarily mean head gaskets. You know, it could mean piston rings. I mean, it could mean anything. But it's that's not too, I don't know, it looks all right. You know, that, I mean, we'll know if we do another compression test at the end. Let's put head gaskets on it. But that's kind of a moot freaking point, you know. But maybe I'll do that, I don't know. But there's our numbers right there. The first number is at 7 strokes, on the 7th compression stroke. That's generally would be the number that we would go off of. The second number is generally 13 strokes. 13 to 15, depending on how well it's going up. That's the max out pressure of what we get out of it. So generally I just mainly look at the first number, but I like to look at the second number too, because it gives us a maximum pressure that the cylinder is capable of. So, yep. All right, there's our numbers. Went ahead and definitely EGR cooler failure. So it looks like I don't see a lot of coolant. I've had it under pressure here for a little bit now. The EGR cooler is dripping, and I'm more just trying to let the cylinder fill up with coolant. If one's going to fill up, he's concerned that there's a crack in a head or a crack in a block. The head won't be such a big deal because machine shop pressure tested, that'll be fine. But once I take these heads off, in order to verify that it's not, which would be extremely rare. I mean, I told him if he's got a cracked block, he needs to go buy a lottery ticket, because it's just so freaking rare. I asked him if it, you know, if it'd been frozen, if he had water in it over, you know, in the winter, over the last winter. I did test his coolant. It kind of was coolant. It's actually some nasty freaking stuff. Horribly disgusting. But it was good to like 25 below, so, you know, that's, so as far as it cracking, you know, I think we're just looking at a plain old EGR cooler failure taking head gaskets. Because this should not, all that milkshake up on the valve cover, that says head gaskets right there. That says it's blowing it out into the oil passage. But I'm gonna go ahead and do one more crank. I've been stalling because if there is a leak in the head gaskets, it will, it'll throw some coolant into the cylinder, and you'll see it right here. Here we go. If it's a catastrophic one, that's what I should have said. I mean, I didn't really get that. Oh, look at that one. See that? That's coming out of cylinder number 6. The low one. Cylinder number 6. That one is blowing out. So that's actually, wait, let's see here. Look at me, I didn't even take it off. Tripping. Hang on. Freaking out here. I left the freaking compression tester on cylinder 8. Let's see if it's still doing it. Cylinder 6. Actually, I already blew it out if there was some in it, so I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes and then I'll do it again on that side. This side is good. I mean, all we're really testing for is if it's got a catastrophic leak on it. You know, I mean, if it's a crack, I mean, hopefully we're just looking at the plain old job. You know, I told him when I saw that milkshake in there, I said, well, best case scenario is head gaskets now. You know, worst case scenario, we got a freaking crack somewhere that is so freaking rare. I mean, cracks that contaminate oil and coolant in the freaking in the head or in the block are rare. I have plenty of Operation Milkshakes. I know I'll probably get some guys saying, "Oh, that's your oil cooler doing that." No, I've had plenty of those. It's contaminating from. Yeah, it's coming from the oil side. It's got to be on high compression of the coolant. So the coolant is getting in the cylinder, and that is what's causing the pressure to go above what oil pressure is. Because if it's an oil cooler, 99% of the time, oil pressure is higher than coolant pressure. So the liquid will transfer to the path of least resistance. So the oil will go into the coolant. You know, this one we are getting where it's like an even, it's a contamination of just both, which, you know, like when it's on the compression stroke, it's going to throw that coolant into the oil. But when it's sucking down, you know, when it's refilling the cylinder on the exhaust stroke, well, then it's going to pull the freaking it's going to pull the oil in. So it just, I don't know. We're still we're just about done. But I figured I would just go ahead and run through. I want to be nice and thorough. I don't want to miss something, you know, where we possibly could have a freaking cracked freaking block, which would be so rare. But actually, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Because we're still under pressure. Rad hose is still hard. Coolant's full. Let's see if we get anything out of here. We're good. So it's not a catastrophic failure. That'll work. All right, guys. See our little setup here with how this gives us absolute visibility right here. I can see everything. I mean, we're getting ready to go ahead and drain. I took it all apart because we was just going to do EGR and oil cooler, and then when I yanked the valve covers, I saw this. That, I mean, when you see that bad, we're extremely gambling. If we continue to fix the EGR system and don't go all the way in, because I've had a lot of catastrophic EGR cooler failures that did not do this. You know, so what I imagine is head gaskets went, and I mean, it doesn't take long, and it just, yeah, maybe it got hot. I don't know. I'm not sure how hot the temperature was. I don't know. That's a long enough video. We'll go ahead and let this go. We're going to go ahead and break it down and get the heads off and yep, get to it. All right, guys. We're going to take our little contraption apart. Have a good day.